Today I have some gingerbread DIYs that would be perfect for your coffee bar or kitchen area. This is a tray I also got at Dollar General on clearance. I'm going to start by removing the handles. Next, I'm going to be painting the entire sign with Waverly white chalk paint. Now that the paint is dry, I'm going to reattach those handles. I plan to use this tray on my coffee bar, so I wanted to use this hot cocoa transfer by IOD. I'm just using a part of it. I think I can still use some of the other parts on other DIYs at some point. So I'm cutting off the part that I don't need, and I'm cutting it so that it will fit onto the tray. Use my transfer tool to rub the transfer down, and then I will burnish it with the backing. Now you can see here there are two grooves in the tray, so I'm just going to use my transfer tool and just kind of press them down into that groove, and that works just fine. I don't need to cut anything. It doesn't make a mess. It just looks like it's meant to be there. I did seal the top of all my transfers with Big Top by DIY. Project number 2 are some faux gingerbread cookies. These are the little ceramic paint your own ornaments from Dollar Tree. I'm cutting off the hanger part and then I'm sanding that down smooth. I'm using folk art paint in cinnamon to make the gingerbread color. Now I'm using some of Dollar Tree's puff paint to go back and embellish the stocking as well as the mitten and the snowflake. I didn't have much luck following these designs exactly, so I just kind of highlighted the edge of each of the little raised parts. This little piece is from Dollar General, and we're going to take it from pumpkin spice to gingerbread. So I removed the little pumpkin off the front as well as the twine, and I sanded down the excess glue. Now I'm going to be using one of these wood pieces from Dollar Tree to add a topping to our gingerbread latte. So I'm going to simply trace around the cup, and I'm going to use my scissors to cut that piece off. I'll be adding this piece to the top in just a minute, but first I'm going to give my cup a coat of Waverly chalk paint in crimson. I then used Waverly chalk paint in truffle to paint the top of the cup to make it look like it had something in it. Now I'm going to paint this whip topping with Waverly white chalk paint. Once I have this hot glued to the top of the cup, we can embellish the whipped cream. I cut down a paper straw and I kind of squished the bottom of it and hot glued it to the back of the whipped cream. I embellished the front of the cup with one of these wood gingerbread stickers from Hobby Lobby. And now I'm going to use some puff paint to paint on my whipped cream. While that puff paint is still wet, I'm going to add on some of these little candy findings. You can find these in the jewelry section in Hobby Lobby. And I'm also adding a few sprinkles that I made from polymer clay. I will let this dry overnight before I touch it again. I never found these gingerbread ornaments at Dollar Tree last year, and I only found one of them this year, so I scooped it up. And I was trying to decide how I wanted to embellish it, and instead of just painting it, I decided to fill it up with some of these wood beads. You could also fill it up with candy if you wanted to give this as a gift. Now I'm going to use some red, green, and white puff paint to embellish the raised parts that are on the outside, and this just wipes right off if you do make a mistake. I tried to keep it pretty simple, and then I added a little velvet bow, and this project was complete. Now let's make a gingerbread nutcracker. This is from the Dollar Tree. It was $3, and I'm using that folk art paint in cinnamon to paint the entire piece. Now I'm using Waverly chalk paint in truffle to paint his gun, and then I'll go back and embellish it with some puff paint later. I decided just to go around and add some different embellishments with white paint first, as if that were icing, and then we'll continue with some puff paint and some other colors as well. I did dot on some eyes using Waverly chalk paint in ink. I also added a little mustache for him with a black paint pen. I would like to remind you that I do have a Buy Me a Coffee link in the description box below. You can not only buy me a coffee there, but you can also shop some of my products. I do have shipping rates included in the price. Nothing is very expensive. It's simply just to help me replenish my craft supplies. Now I'm adding a paper straw and one of these styrofoam bowl fillers from Dollar Tree to his left hand. An additional peppermint to the Nutcracker's hat, and I think he looks yummy. Instead of a gingerbread house, I'm making a gingerbread window. So this is one of the window pieces that had a little clip in the middle from Dollar Tree. I removed that clip, and again, I'm just using that cinnamon chalk paint to paint the entire frame. Now I'm just going to use that white puff paint again and add some embellishments to the front of the frame. I did add a peppermint to the center of the window, and then as I added the puff paint around the bottoms of the windows, I did go back and add some of those little candy pieces in the jewelry section at Hobby Lobby. I also used a white paint pen to trace around the outline of the windows just to give them a little bit more dimension. Now I'm going to add this little gingerbread girl to the front of our window. And now to glue down those little lollipops at the top. I did decide to add some vellum paper to the windows so that it would have kind of a frosty look, and I chose a vellum that had a polka dot in it so it looked like snow falling. I used a glue stick for this, but I really should have used hot glue. This did not hold up very well. And there is our little gingerbread window. This is a great gift idea if you are budget-minded. I'm melting down a candle. Actually, it's a white candle and a gingerbread candle. And once I have that all melted down, I poured it into one of these Dollar Tree disposable pans. And I'm using a miniature gingerbread cookie cutter. Now, when I did this at first, it was not all the way solid, so you can tell that first one is a little messed up. So I waited a little longer till it got a little bit harder, and that was perfect. 6 of these fit into the original gingerbread candle that I melted down. You can tie a bow around this and pair it with one of Dollar Tree's little wax warmers, and this is the perfect little hostess gift. I hope you've enjoyed these gingerbread DIYs today. If you did, let me know by giving me a thumbs up and let me know which one was your favorite in the comment section below. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to share the chic. Bye now.